Well, here's our Tuesday Jolene Puppy update. And I got my co-producer here. Got a couple puppies in the lap. And everyone's taking a nap right now. Almost everybody. Someone's growling because they want mama. But you notice we got some changes in the whelping box here as we move towards potty training. We've got our potty area there. And I'll hopefully be able to add a second tray. I don't know if the puppies are quite tall enough to get in there yet. Then we got our sleep area and our eat area. And more sleep area. But we'll be doing puppy picks pretty soon here. Everyone has a deposit, so the puppies are all claimed. But then what we do is we wait until the puppies are about 4 to 5 weeks old, thereabouts, to watch the little personality start to develop, and then folks can make a little bit more informed pick. But I thought before we do that, since Elvira's puppies have some fun little names, they're named after National Cheeseburger Day, so they're named after different cheeseburgers. I looked up to see what day was going on September 23rd, which is the day that these guys were born. And it happens to be National Checkers Day, but not checkers like the game. And then also Pets or Dogs in Politics Day. Yeah, you guys aren't politicians, are ya? No. But the Checkers Day references President Nixon's dog Checkers that apparently he was given as a gift, and there was a bit of an uproar about it. And this is before he was president. And on September 23rd, several years back, he gave a speech talking about his dog Checkers and how his family loved the dog and was not going to give it back. And look up to find out more info. I'm sure I did not do that story justice. I'm sure there's more info to it, but kind of fun. But then to go with National Checkers Day, we have the Dogs in Politics Day. And Dave and I got together with some friends this past weekend for dinner, and we thought it'd be kind of fun to name the puppies after some popular or favorite presidents and political figures. So we kind of thought of some different fun names, and we'll give that a go here. We'll see if I can introduce all the puppies without mixing things up. So our very first puppy, I got him in my lap here. We got our blue boy, and he has a spiffy new collar, and he is now George Washington, or we'll call him Georgie. And kind of a fun fact about George Washington, as I was just looking up a few things about him and dogs, was he had a ton of dogs. He apparently was a founding member or a founding breeder for, I think it's the American Foxhound is what they call it, but he also bred some terriers. I couldn't figure out what kind of terrier. But we're going to say it was probably a Scottie because he was a super smart guy. It better have been a Scottie. It probably wasn't. But we'll just pretend. So there's Georgie. And I got Green in my lap. We'll go to you next, Green. You're being very impatient. So here's our green guy. He's got a dirty nose. And he is now named after Franklin Roosevelt. And Franklin Roosevelt happened to own a couple Scotties, so kind of fun. He had Fala, and then I cannot remember the other Scotty's name, but he was big into Scotties, and he also happened to reference Fala in a speech, a political speech. So Scotties are pretty important. So we've got Georgie, we've got Franklin, and then next up, here's our little aqua boy. There you are. And he is now, got my helper here. He is now, we'll get you back over here, buddy. He's Theodore Roosevelt. So maybe we'll call him Theo for now. And Theodore had some terriers. I think he had Airedale terriers. But he had a ton of dogs. He had lots of horses and other critters. And he was a big outdoorsman, so Theodore Roosevelt, that's a good name. So there's Theodore. And then next, let me reach over here and get our little pink girl with my helper. Why don't you move on over, Jolene? So next we have our pink girl. And she is now Eleanor for Eleanor Roosevelt. Oh, she just wants mama here. You are too helpful, Jolene. It's like herding cats. Oh, got a squeaker. There's our Eleanor Roosevelt. So she is there with, I think that's Fala in that picture. She is a big Scotty lover to the end. So you are now Eleanor. Got a little growl there. So there's our puppies. Now next we got to find Miss Purple. Purple Murple. There you are. And now you are now Alice. So Alice Roosevelt, and she was the daughter of, from his first marriage, of Theodore Roosevelt. And here's a quote that I think is funny from Theodore, that I can be president of the United States or I can control Alice, but I cannot possibly do both. So Alice sounds like she was spunky. You got some dust on you too, girl. Alice sounds like she was a good, spunky, fun girl. And I know she was in the newspapers quite a bit, it sounds like, because she made a lot of headlines for her opinions and her activities, going out and partying. So I think she'd be a good Scotty girl. So there's our purple girl. And then Red, Mr. Red. There you are. Oh, did I wake you up? So Red is now Abe, or Abraham Lincoln. And when I looked up, it sounds like he didn't have a whole lot of, I don't think any pets in the White House. It sounds like he had a dog named Fido. Very original. But there's little Abe. You're awful tired. I'm kind of rude. I woke you up, didn't I? So there's our Abe, Mr. Red. And I'm getting towards the end here. Let's get little orange guy. I shouldn't say little. He's the same size as the other puppies now. He's caught up. So he is now Calvin, for Calvin Coolidge. And I'm kind of a history nerd. I like Calvin Coolidge. He's just was a good president, did a lot of good things, and he was also a big animal lover. He apparently had a pet raccoon that he kept in the White House and would walk around on a leash. So, not my choice of pets, but hey, whatever works for you, right? He was a big animal lover too. There you go. So you are now Calvin. And then we got one more here to name after another Scotty lover president. There's our light blue boy, and he is now named after Dwight Eisenhower. We're going to call him Ike. I like Ike. And he owned 2 different Scotties, and it was rumored that one of them was given to him by a mistress. So, and then a couple quotes here from President Eisenhower. So he definitely was a Scotty owner. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And apparently his Scotty helped him get through things without bringing up talk of war. So you are now Ike with your little pointy ears. So now we've got some temporary names. We'll see if everyone can keep them straight. There you go, buddy. And I think he's still the only one with his ears up. I don't see any other ears up. He's just a little overachiever. So there's our temporary puppy names. We've got Ike. We have Calvin, Alice. There's our Eleanor over there. We got Theodore right there. And Franklin's little green guy, there he is. And then our dark blue is Georgie. So, and I think one of our puppy families, they already had a Franklin, and then she named her puppy from us Theodore or Teddy. So we already have a couple little presidential puppies. But for fun now, we just thought this could be some good temporary names. And then, of course, when they go to their new families, they'll get official registered names. Yes, I know. It's a lot to take in today. Well, I'm going to let you guys get back to sleep. And we will have an update again tomorrow.